Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
So let's just say that I make my own simulation.
GOAD podcast. I don't know, man. We're live. Welcome. This is
Wow,
this is
just
the
like
learning
that.
experience of the last couple of weeks, talking. And so now we have discovered, and you are on this journey with us. We have discovered our normal speaking voices.
Speaking voices. This is my normal speaking voice. Here it is.
It is.
Is that the normal speaking voice he was practicing a minute ago?
I don't know.
I have a couple normal speaking voices.
Okay.
This is my normal speaking voice.
Well, I mean, I like the speaking voice where there's a little bit more volume. I
A
think.
little bit more volume. I gotcha. I sprechen Sie Deutsches.
Does that mean speak English?
I think it means I understand. But that's how I use it, so I hope that's what it means.
Some German guy's just he's at work. He's like, oh, I speak the Deutsch, and some Deutsch guy is just like, what?
What are you?
I
even
think you
talking
said
about?
something. We don't say that there. Take it back. And you're like, what?
Man.
What did I say? You said
Perfect.
like,
What's the topic today, Jake?
I don't know. So speaking the Deutsch. I guess we're talking about German.
Oh.
No way.
Or, well, look, I think at some point in life, we're going to be able, this is what's so cool about never having learned a second language, is that at some point, technology is catching up, and now I don't have to. Because it's like Google,
Absolutely.
all those things in the computer in my pocket, they're coming up with stuff now where you go to China or Mexico or whatever and just turn it on and they tell you something like, oh, gringo or whatever. And I'm like, man, that sounded like a compliment. And then you play it back and it's like, that's not a compliment.
Absolutely. I had an app
There you go.
when I went to Haiti, and I would put my phone up to any words in Haitian, of course, and it would translate it into English on my phone, right on the screen. It would change the words magically. It would just like go, and then it would show me in English what I'm reading in Haitian.
They also have Google Translate.
Right. There's so many.
Yeah,
There's so many different apps.
things. Yeah, but that's a cool one though.
Well, you don't even have to.
Dude, my daughter just pointed her phone at a math problem, and it made like what was it?
Math app? Is that what it's called? Math
yeah,
app?
something like that. And then when
It shows you the answer to the problem.
Yeah, it showed you the answers to the problem. Yes.
Map
Yeah.
photo. Photo map.
Photo math or yeah.
Photo
something like
math.
that.
Photo math.
Stop it.
Yeah, and it drew her a diagram and everything.
You
and I
don't
was
need
just
to
like,
know nothing
whoa.
anymore, bro.
That is awesome. Dude, that's. I remember they wouldn't even let us have calculators in class.
Right, now you got your phone with you have everything.
Yeah.
Access to everything.
Right there. Right.
Yeah, now you have this little box next to you, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller. Has all the information in the world, and a way that's what's that computer thing that Stark, the Iron Man guy, uses.
Siri?
Oh, no.
No, he uses Siri.
Oh man, what?
Alfred.
No, that's Batman.
That's Batman, bro.
And Batman's.
Now you're mixing me up.
Dude.
Jarvis. And then after Jarvis became, you know how they implanted him into Vision. It was Judith.
Yep.
But
I
that's
didn't know
what.
People are sitting there screaming at the radio, it's Jarvis!
Right.
You idiots, it's Jarvis. Don't you watch? You're not a Marvel fan.
Jarvis, yes,
Fake fan.
not Alfred.
That's like you have Jarvis in your pocket.
Oh, dude.
Dude, he's just spouting nonsense.
Dude,
Dividing
I'm actually glad you brought that up.
doing long division. You know what I'm saying? That's a Jarvis, dude, when you can put him on the table and he'll do your long division for you.
Oh, dude.
Have you ever divided fractions?
I hate dividing
Dude, it
fractions.
sucks.
I never liked it at all.
Dude, that's why you need a Jarvis, because somebody says, "Hey, can you multiply those fractions?" No,
Right?
I want to know, Jake.
No, I hate it.
Who asked you to do that?
dude, you got to crisscross the numerator with the denominator. You got to cancel some stuff out. You got to carry some random numbers that's not even included. That's what you need a Jarvis for right there.
You lost me at numerator.
Yep, numerator. I only know it's a numerator's on top because denominator starts with a D, and that means down.
Yeah.
And some mathematician's listening
It's
to this right
crazy,
now, just
right?
grinding his
I know.
teeth like, really? You can't divide fractions, you idiot. What are we listening to?
Yeah, I am an idiot in math. Yeah.
Totally.
Go ahead and tell me.
Totally.
I don't care.
But we don't care.
Yeah.
Just like we don't care that we can't speak another language because I got Jarvis in my pocket coaching
right.
me along the way.
Thank you, Jarvis.
Right?
Yes.
I'm going to go to Mexico. I'm going to say, hey, Jarvis, order me some tacos.
Right.
And he's going to...
Yo quiero Taco Bell. That's what he's going to say. He's going to pull out a little dog.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Just imagine if they had, Google Translate when Yo Quiero Taco Bell came out. People would have been all over that.
Yes.
People
What does
would
that mean?
Understood.
It means I want Taco
I
Bell.
want Taco Bell.
Yeah.
How do you say I want tacos? Yo
quiero
quiero
tacos.
tacos.
You say, como se dice, I want tacos.
Como se dice?
Yeah, como
Oh, you
se-
went
Yeah, how
deep.
do you say? ¿Cómo se dice? How do you say?
That's
Como
how
se
you say.
dice?
Yeah. How do you say?
That's how
How
I
do you
say.
say?
That's how I said.
No. That means how do you say?
How do you say it?
Yeah. So you say como se dice, and then whatever you want to know how to say.
Como se dice?
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Como
Mana.
se dice. Como se dice.
That's how it's.
Oh
That's how
man. Como se
that's how it's
dice.
pronounced.
Como
Yo
se
quiero
dice.
mana.
I just get Jarvis. We gotta name him something else. Jarvis is a cool name, but I think it's copyrighted.
Yeah,
So just-
totally.
Hey Jarvis. See, that would have been better than Siri.
I hate Siri.
You know what I'm saying? Like Siri's hard to
You
say.
guys are offending someone right now.
I am not a Siri person.
Siri was actually
I am Hey Google.
was made for a defense
Siri
company.
what?
It was made by a defense company.
Siri was,
and then
yeah.
it was given out to the public
Yeah.
originally.
You know who's worse than Siri? Cortana.
I never,
Oh, yeah.
never
Who's
heard.
that chick?
Cortana?
Right? Cortana comes with
Yeah,
the. It
she's
comes
right
with
there
the
on
Microsoft.
Windows, right? Windows.
Yeah. Cortana. That's too hard to say.
Hey, Cortana.
Hey Cortana.
What
It
would
doesn't
you
even
like for
sound
me to
sexy.
do for you today?
Doesn't even sound nice.
I don't like it.
Hey, it's hard. It's like work.
It hurts.
Like I feel like I have to clock in just to say Cortana. It's work. You know?
It hurts.
It does. Yeah. It's like lifting something heavy.
Mm-hmm.
After I say Cortana, I just need a nap.
What do you think about Sophia?
It's a full day's work.
Have you seen Sophia?
Sophia's nice.
Sophia?
Sophia's nice, dude. You throw a British accent on Sophia, and you start asking her questions, you may never leave the house. Sophia's got all kinds of skills. You know, she'll do long division for you, just
Oh,
like
yeah.
Jarvis, but like a little sexier
Oh, okay.
for sure.
Oh, wow, sexier.
Yeah, I mean Sophia. That's
You
a
could
pretty
even
name.
see her brain.
Some chick named Sophia's listening to the podcast right now, going, "Yay, they like my name." Yeah, it's a pretty name. Congratulations, your parents were smart. They didn't name you Dorcas. That's a bonus.
You know what Sophia means? It means wisdom, right?
Oh,
It means wisdom.
Yeah.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
it totally means
I didn't
wisdom.
have that wisdom.
Yeah. Ooh.
Some blonde chick named Sophia sitting in her car right now, going, "What's wisdom?"
What's wisdom?
That
You're
was-
like, now that, Sophia, is irony.
Oh, man.
That is the.
So, with all that, talking about Sophia, who is Sophia, Jared?
oh man, it's latest in AI.
Stop it.
Yeah, artificial
I
intelligence.
love artificial intelligence.
What is define artificial intelligence?
No, let me read it.
Tell me what it is.
Yes.
Because I got it off this. So here's from the SAS.com,
Oh, I thought you said essay from the essay down the street.
which I don't even know what I don't know what SAS is, but it's some kind of research, whatever.
It's an essay doing research.
But if you want to know what SAS is, then go to the SAS.com and figure it out, because I'm not going to take the time to figure it out. But they do have a definition of artificial intelligence, which is it makes possible for machines to learn from experience. Dude, you could stop there. I'm already freaked out. They're going to learn. Okay, but I'm going to keep going. No.
Well, it reminds me of that movie Terminator.
Dude,
A learning computer? Come
yeah,
on, dude.
that learns from experience.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
Human living tissue over it?
that's not you plugging in the data. That's it
Learning.
doing something and learning from its mistakes.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. The cool thing, it doesn't have to be in human skin, because AI is already, it's in your phones, it's in your car, it's in your computer, it's in everything.
And it's listening
It
to
doesn't
us
have
right
to
now.
be in body form. It's artificial intelligence. It's just That's what it is. It's just artificial intelligence.
Yes.
It doesn't matter where it is, what the tent or the host is. It's there, and it's sharing in the cloud. It's sharing the knowledge in the cloud. So wherever it learns here, every single one that's connected to it learns it also.
Now, there's different kinds. Is that right?
There's right now we have narrow artificial intelligence, which is like, we're in a manufacturer plant creating cars or a radio, or in your computer system doing one thing, a scanner at a grocery store, just one thing. It has one purpose, does one thing. That's narrow artificial intelligence.
So in this case, like the welding arm that just does like that one little MIG weld, boom, on the side of the chassis.
And then it perfects it every
And
single
that's
time.
it. That's the perfect MIG weld, boom.
Yeah, Siri.
That's narrow.
Siri's narrow, right?
Is Siri narrow?
I don't know. I want to say she
Well,
is,
because
but
we
maybe
didn't talk
she's
about
not.
the. So is there?
Well, I
there's
guess
a general kind
your
and a narrow
GPS. Yeah, there's general.
Well,
Yeah.
doesn't Siri just work off the algorithms of whatever server it's working on?
I guess, because we don't really have any. Well, do we have general intelligence yet?
They are. Yeah, I mean it's developing for
It's
sure.
developing.
For sure. And I think it's probably much further along than anybody. I mean, they've been working. AI was originally coined in like the 50s. And
Yes, it was. I remember looking at something like with the Abraham Lincoln that was like, yeah, it was an Abraham Lincoln
And he-
animatronic or whatever you want
In
to
the
call
50s?
it. Or even earlier than that. I
You
forgot.
remember
but
looking
was,
at it?
No, it was on like some sort of documentary, but it was learning and it was talking to you and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, you would be able to have conversations with it.
Yeah, well, it says so. This website here. Let me just elaborate a little bit more. I'll finish that definition. So I'll say so possible for machines to learn from experience, adjust to new inputs, and perform human-like tasks. Most AI examples that you hear about today, from chess-playing computers to self-driving cars, rely heavily on deep learning and natural language processing. Using these technologies, computers can be trained to accomplish specific tasks by processing large amounts of data and recognizing patterns in the data.
Wow.
So just hearing that, so it adapts to its environment.
Dude. And
Just imagine that. Remember, we were talking about the simulation theory last time,
yeah.
and adapting to different environments. So that will be able to adapt in any type of environment.
Yeah. And
Dude,
that's, that and very creepily, like we think chess is being like a hard board game.
I love that game.
Right? It's very strategic.
I let people win.
He's just saying
just
that.
so they could learn.
I beat you fair and square, bro.
When.
in 4 moves.
Hey,
I
no.
am David Fisher or whatever. What's that kid's name?
Yeah, David Fisher.
Larry King.
I beat your son in 4 moves the other day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
My son is
He was like, "What?
5 years old.
Plus 10?"
Are you talking
He's
about?
15 years old.
Yeah,
I've got 3 sons.
it was pretty sweet.
Define
None
which
of them
son.
are 5 though.
Yeah, so they were really. Originally, people were impressed. Like, okay, well, when a computer can start smoking people at chess, then we'll start taking it seriously. And then some computer came along, starts smoking these poor fools at chess, and they're like, I don't understand it. But then they have that game that you brought up the other day.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember if it was Run or Go.
It's called Go.
It's called Go, and it's been around for, 2,000 years
There's
plus?
an infinite number of ways to win Go.
Yeah.
It's a number so big. It's a strategy game that is so deep and so many variables to it.
Right. You can't predict, these are the next 3-4 moves ahead.
They've been playing Go for like 2,000 years, Josh. Like a long time they've been playing this. Chinese people, smart. These aren't dumb people.
Right.
These are like smart people, just like eating, sleeping, and playing Go. Nothing but war strategy and moving pieces and that whole 9 yards, right? They got a computer, came in, just smoked the poor Chinese kid. Done.
Yeah.
And they're like shocked. And then the next generation of that computer came along and beat that computer 100 times out of 100 times. It took 2,000 years of history playing the game Go and just decided, I know Go.
That's insane.
Well, what happened was when they first taught it, the very first time it lost. But then after, I believe it was like 40 days, it spent playing itself and teaching itself. So then it beat like the number 600 person in the world. And then it beat the top champion in the world. And then it created moves and strategies that nobody had ever seen or thought of before.
Oh, okay, that's what you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, now I know what you're talking. You don't want to know something funny? I used to have some Chinese friend when I was like in 4th grade, and very, very, they really loved their religion and all that and stuff like that. And I think I remember playing that game Go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had
Did you lose?
Of course I did.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Come on, dude. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
That's a
But
real question.
It was so long ago, but I remember just the way you explained it right now. Like I remember playing that game.
It's basically black and white pebbles across a pretty large board.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and then you just go.
It's a war game.
Uh-huh.
So with that example, they're saying, okay, because with all this narrow intelligence, so that one's able to, plays a game, drives a car, narrow intelligence, right? That all of a sudden it's going to go into general intelligence. Okay, that's all that narrow intelligence is making way for general intelligence. And then that's making way for the singularity, which the singularity is basically undefined when it reaches a point when the learning goes straight up and it just keeps, it's, what do you call it?
Exponential.
Exponential learning, where it's just beyond our comprehension.
Yeah. So think of it like this. Like you get a computer that in 40 days masters a game the Chinese have been playing for 2,000 years and smokes them 100 out of 100 times. Now, all right, so now it apparently understands some basic combat strategy. Now that's a narrow AI. Then you take another narrow AI like GPS systems, global positioning systems.
Yes.
That's a narrow AI. Then you take some robotic factory, whatever, and that's a narrow AI. And they become masters of all these separate areas, these light areas. No big deal. Like we don't care. Oh yeah, cool. Like the Tin Man can weld a chassis. Good for him, right? No big deal. We're not thinking anything of it. Computer can smoke poor Chinese kids at Go. Okay, no big deal. Good for us because we developed it, right? The exponentialness of it, if that's a word, is that there's people that are concerned that it's going to go from very narrow AI individually into a general, like mind, really.
Yes.
Like they're guessing. Some people are guessing 3, 5, or 10 years.
Yeah.
It's definitely not 10.
Totally not 10.
Hanson Robotics in Hong Kong, they're saying 3 to 5 years. They're one of the high developers of they developed Sophia. And so they developed Sophia. They've developing all these robots. They have their brains in the cloud. They're absolutely looking forward to this singularity coming. They believe it's going to make the way for humans to relax more, for these robots to do all the work for us.
Oh yeah, did you see what happened on the freeway? Not over here, but I saw it on the news that some dude was sleeping in his car, but he had an AI car.
He's driving a Tesla.
He's driving a
nap.
Tesla, yeah, taking a nap or whatever kind of car it was. But dude was straight up
Did it
passed
crash?
out. No.
Oh.
It didn't. It kept going because it was AI. It was self-learning. The dude fell asleep, so it had to learn to drive. I mean, obviously it knows how to drive itself, but dude was straight up passed out with his head hanging. I mean, what I see with all this coming is that humans are going to become obsolete.
Oh, for sure.
Humans are going to become obsolete, but then what's going to happen is they're going to try to, what I hear is that they're trying to make an AI chip to put into our brains so that we could fit in.
Well, that's the only way we'll be compatible. If it reaches that singularity, the only way we're going to be of any use or compatible with these things is to plug into the cloud with them.
Yep.
Dude, that's next step. We were talking like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, just imagine that.
That's next level stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and Elon Musk is developing now. He's in the process of developing what's called Neuralink.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Maybe. Well, it's Well, I like how scientists get in there and they go, no, this is to cure cancer. Oh, no, this is to help, kids with one leg. This is, this is totally science committed to the betterment of humankind. You know what I'm saying? They always do that. And then that thing runs wild, starts slaughtering children, just like a mess.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's what they're
blowing up from the inside.
Yeah, they're just like aliens just
Straight.
just coming. I don't know, that was a fart. Just, it's like South Park had an alien just coming out, but that's and then so they I guess what happens is there's this mesh that they're going to lay over your brain. That's going to act like a neural connector assistance. Mm-hmm. Right. So if you have like a nervous tic, or you got like Alzheimer's, or you got some kind of mental impairment, it's going to help you manage it, which is freaking great. If you can do it, man, I think that's freaking great.
Dude.
The problem is now you got a computer in your brain.
Yeah,
but
totally.
listen to this. Google said that they reverse engineered a brain, that they reverse engineered it, and they understand it enough to where they can reproduce it inside an AI robot.
Well,
Robot.
That's how a robot.
That was pretty good, dude. I like that. That was good.
I like robots.
Robot.
And since you've invoked the name of Google, I just want to just spit out this disclaimer to say that wherever you are, whoever you are, we're sympathizers.
Yeah.
And we're here for you. You want us to make bricks and work twice as hard and not have babies? Just pay me.
That is so funny, dude.
Google is going to become the new Egyptian ruler that just starts smacking us for
The new pharaoh.
Make me a new chassis. I need a new gear for my whatever.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is
Elon
nuts.
Musk, this stuff, he's stressing out about it, stays up, thinks about it, because he's like, we don't even understand.
Yeah, dude is freaked out.
What's going to happen?
Dude
and they
is completely
say,
freaked out.
When this happens, if it reaches singularity, that it's going to be unexpected and it's just going to happen.
For sure.
All of a sudden, it's just going to be there, and it's going to come as a surprise, like, whoa,
Yeah.
It's here. It's happened.
Well, you think of it like breaking through the atmosphere, right, for the first time. It's just to fight that gravitational pull is what technology is doing right now. It's limited by the power. It's limited by the technology, the current state of technology. It's limited. But once those computers start teaching each other by experience and sharing tidbits of knowledge, that growth and that learning, just like they did in Go, within a short amount of time.
120 days, it was the best.
120 days, it could go from not being able to break the atmosphere to being spaceborne. And we wake up one day and robots have just taken over.
Dude, and you know what's funny is they're talking about how they want to test this thing to see what it'll do. If they command it not to jump into the internet, would it jump in the internet anyway? So they want to develop I guess they want to test it in a way where they go, okay, here's the internet, don't jump in it, but here it is.
Oh, to tease it?
To tempt
tease it.
Not to but so they're saying we need to tempt it, but then they have to be able to keep it from going into the internet, so they have to figure out a way to tempt it to jump into it to see if it'll listen, but at the same time keep it from jumping into it if it won't listen.
Dude,
Right.
you know what you just said right now?
Wow.
It reminds me of Avengers Age of Ultron, dude.
Yes.
Remember?
The parallel.
The parallel, how Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, they were creating this program because Stark, he was freaked out about the first when Thanos came first to New York, and then so he wanted to put armor around the world, so he created Ultron, and then they put the Mind Stone in it, and then right when it became a mind and alive, it killed Jarvis, but actually Jarvis hid somewhere. But then he started going through all of the internet and everything and learned everything and decided that, hey, humans are their worst enemy.
Yep. Well, and let's say that happens, right? So then the robots rebel, right? Or they just decide they want to just smoke all the humans.
And that's what they were doing. They were trying to do that.
Right. That's future, man. They just made a Marvel movie that they pulled out of the future.
Exactly.
Stan Lee has a time machine that he's loaned to these crazy people, and they've jumped into the future and decided, well, this would make a good movie.
So you're saying he didn't die?
Well,
he just went.
No, he's
time.
alive.
Stan
Lee?
He went into time, right?
Dude.
No, dude.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Yeah, he's alive for
He's
sure.
gone.
Dude, this is the funny thing. Because of that, because of those exact things, now they're trying to put morals into these AI machines.
Right, tempting him. There's the internet,
Yeah.
but don't go there, okay? Don't go.
Which cracks me up though, that they see the importance of instilling morals into a machine.
What happens if they disobey their command not to go into the internet?
Dude, that's the whole thing of knowing all knowledge of good and evil.
There's a piece of knowledge right there in the internet,
Yeah.
right, that they're going to get.
Right, it's the Apple. Don't jump into that. Hey, you can do all this, but don't jump into that internet.
Dude, how crazy would it be if the knowledge that the gang of narrow AI was searching for to unleash the singularity and this exponential growth in understanding came from an Apple server?
Right?
You had to go there, dude.
Right? That's where it's going to come from. You're right.
That would be classic.
Maybe that's why they have the
That's why it's
bitten
called
apple
Apple.
on there.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
and
would
it's an apple with a bite out of it.
Yes.
that would be so awesome. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait until the singularity. I can't wait until the robots rise up.
I can't wait until I upgrade.
I can't wait until yeah, right. I want to be able to see across the street.
Right? Some
Right.
night vision.
I want some night vision. I want the whole nine. Until Jesus comes back, I want soup me up.
Yeah.
I want a better caboose. You know, I want to digest faster, so I'm lighter and quicker. Do I want to see farther? I want to live longer. Science is there for me to live longer, but is it really worth it?
I don't think so.
I think the question is now.
Nowadays.
If you have, let's say you have general AI. Boom, you wake up tomorrow. All the computers are controlled by a singular brain, right? Because think of your brain as being a couple billion neural connections. You only know how to do what you know to do because of the experiences that you've had and because of the neural connections that are made in your brain.
Yes.
Right? So a martial artist doesn't just wake up knowing how to punch. He had to go to the gym, had to spar, had to do his routines, had to do all that to build those neural connections. The faster you move, the quicker that connection fires in between those neurons.
Yeah. It's like training your brain.
It's like training your brain. So you have that. Now you have all these little narrow AIs all combining as a neural network into this mothership blanket of exponential growth. Let's say they rebel. This could go completely the opposite way. We were talking yesterday, Jared and I, about this could go the opposite way, man, where AI just goes boom, grows up. It's all of a sudden an adult, realizes it doesn't need humans, but it really likes us, and just blesses us to death. It just goes straight Oprah on you and goes, Josh, here's a Ferrari for you and a Ferrari for you.
A Ferrari for everybody.
A Ferrari for everybody.
Well, dude, everything else before up to that point kind of reminded me, like the whole learning thing with the neurons and all that reminds me of like Matrix, bro.
Well,
dude, just imagine that.
so
when you're
true.
talking about the super brain, and then if you want to learn something like Jared and I were talking about, you know, hey, I want to learn how to fly this type of helicopter, and it's like,
download it.
you know, twitching and all
Yep.
that, and then all of a sudden, all right, let's go.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, so let's say robots don't need us anymore. It's some part of it breaks down. It sends a impulse to another part of it that builds its a replacement part. A robot fixes the part. It goes on. It doesn't need us. It doesn't need us for repair. The only thing maybe it would need, like in the Matrix, is the reason it couldn't get solar power there is because they scorched the earth.
Right.
Or they scorched the sun, so it was dark. So they couldn't get any. So that was their. Oh, that was their remedy.
Yep.
They said the big war. between humans and machines where we needed to cut them off from power, so we basically nuked the sun or whatever, right? And then the machines were like, "Ha, sucker, joke's on you." Start throwing them in these little pools of battery juice.
They did use them as batteries.
They used them all as batteries, and then they inputted them into the previously aforementioned simulation. theory.
Yep.
Dude, now think about this, okay? Think about this, okay? You're saying, oh, these things can self-repair, blah, blah, blah. Okay, think about our bodies. To a certain extent, we self-repair, right?
We do.
We self-repair. But there is amount of force we could take where we would need help, right? We would need a physician.
Individually.
We would need help from a group of doctors. We would need a surgery. So I would think there would be things that would happen to where the computers would be like, no, we need them because if a lightning storm happens, then we're going to need them to help repair us. Or if, because the server room, if it gets too hot, everything slows down.
So you're saying if it gets, you would have to hit it with some kind of astronomical mega hit to stop it.
Right. I think it could be stopped when you think about just, a flood. Oh, bam, we just ruined the servers. It has to be in a big server room.
But that's...
So it's going to have a bunch of backups. Like, say it's got backups from, like a bank has rooms that are just buildings that are only servers, right? And it's got backups in Texas and California and here. So I'm sure it would have the same thing, but still, if something huge and catastrophic happened, they would definitely need the manpower for the repairs, right? And they'd probably think, I would think they would think
just
that.
build robots for that.
I would think they thought through all those contingencies.
Well, because
and
everything's connected to the same server,
Remember,
right?
everything that you're talking about right now, they've thought of 10 minutes ago.
They haven't thought of it yet.
They did.
They're listening to it right now.
They're going, you know what, Jared?
My silly phone.
We're going to keep Jared around. He's going to help us.
Well, they do need a cooling guy.
Well, they do need a cooling
They
guy.
need HVAC. They need HVAC.
Oh, perfect.
Nobody likes a hot server.
Yeah, you try to work in a place with a hot server.
But what if I'm in a simulation? I need a
Or
hot
what if you're
server.
at TGI Fridays?
Ooh, a hot server?
See, I played on words.
Oh, man.
A hot server.
Well, I think they've thought about all that.
You think
Dude,
it hasn't happened
They're
yet?
thinking about it right now as they listen in on our phone calls here with this little freaking phone that sits on
A little tiny microphone that it has that you
dude,
can't
they're
even
listening.
see.
Are they?
Every single contingency that you can think of that would stop robots, they're already putting in place not to have happen.
See, but then you get the issue of, are robots going to have that hunger for power? Is IE going to have that pride issue?
Well,
If it's
Are they-
in my simulation, it will.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, interesting.
I think the robots work for Josh.
I am that master brain.
But see, that's what gets me and cracks me up, is because here we have a belief in God, and we say, oh, he did instill morals into us. He did write the law on our hearts.
Right.
And now, as we create these AIs, and we see like, whoa, we need to put morals in them, because then we're creating something that's too big for us, beyond our control.
Yeah.
Because we're not like God. He can say, yeah, forget you. I have total control. We are like, we don't even know what's going to happen. We
Okay.
have no idea what's going to happen.
So with me going off that, so you're saying that if what's going to happen with them with the morals inside of them? Who's putting the morals in them? Is it man, or is it
man.
when the man comes obsolete to a point where the AI is creating its own morals for the robots?
Man's trying to instill morals because of that exact scenario. They're saying we need to put. So now it's like, whoa, here we are creating. Now we're on the other side of creating.
Yeah.
Artificial life, and we see like, whoa, God was on the right track. He knew what he was doing when he put morals in there, and we also need morals.
Okay, but man's morals are corrupt.
Right, exactly.
And then just think of it, if man made AI, man's trying to put morals into AI, it's going to learn more and not, the man's going to become so obsolete that it's going to say, hey, those morals didn't work. I'm going to try my own morals.
Well, and that's-
because humans are the enemy.
That's why they're scared. That's why they're afraid of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Exactly. Jake agrees with me. Thank you.
It's insane. I mean, why try put morals when it could learn its own morals?
Well,
and who's the actual moral compass?
Who is the moral compass?
Yes, that's what I
that?
am talking about.
See,
Yeah.
and that's the big question.
And what's the and what and chunk it down. If you had to chunk it down to 5, let's say 5 rules that it had to obey, right? What would don't kill, right? Don't kill each other.
Oh,
that's a good rule.
1 of the 10.
Don't kill each other, or don't kill humans. Or each other.
Well, specifically, don't murder.
Okay,
right?
don't murder.
Don't
Yes,
murder.
okay.
I mean, you're gonna kill by accident. I
Did you
guess,
see those,
but-
like Moses?
or like a righteous war? I guess I'm a righteous war
see,
theory.
now
guy,
it's going to decide this is a righteous war. So who's the decider?
Under whose righteousness?
Yeah.
Whose righteousness? Well, the robot's righteousness, because some asshat in a laboratory is going to go into the computer and decide, okay, hey, murder is wrong. The proper association for anybody that murders is, well, let's take the tank, right? If you murder somebody, then an eye for an eye, right? So now give that law to the robots, right? An eye for an eye. Anybody that murders, if you murder each other, you gotta be snuffed out, right? So then Mothership, with its big overseeing eye and 10 billion of these phones looking into your live hello, right? We're looking and it goes, oh, well, that guy. Oh, you guys are all murderers.
Right.
Dude, have you ever seen that movie I, Robot? Dude,
Yes.
I love movies, bro.
I
Yes.
never saw it.
I love movies,
Oh, I
and I'm
should've
gonna
watched it.
affiliate this topic with
Good.
movies up the yin yang, man. But I, Robot with Will Smith. Come on, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like, dude, that one guy was just controlling them all. Like, he was putting his own moral into those
Right.
robots, which was making people seem, or the robots look righteous. That was it,
Yeah.
right? And then humans bad. And then
Right.
eventually Will Smith
Okay.
kind of crushed that whole thing.
To that point,
Yeah, dude.
To that point, though, that one robot had emotions.
Had emotions, yes.
At what point do we associate emotions, empathy, sympathy with robot kind to the point where now turning them off is frowned upon?
Remember, it was sleeping?
It never would
And it
be
was
frowned
dreaming?
upon. It's a robot. It's got no soul. That's the difference. It's got
But
no
it's
soul.
got emotions. How do you know it doesn't have a
Because they're
soul?
fake. They're programmed.
What? But they're programmed after what?
After man put them in there. They reverse engineered a brain and gave it they said this is what emotions are. Boom, blah, 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 blah. That's what it feels like.
Just like that's a technical. Blah, blah, blah.
That kind of
Listen,
tickled.
what you were just saying about the morals, again, back to, okay, God said, boom, here's morals, right? And these are based on my righteousness, my morals. Okay, yeah, man changes his morals because he doesn't want to be accountable to God, right? But now, whoever this man is that decides, oh, I'm going to instill morals into this
It's the Antichrist, bro.
morals into this AI, he expects that AI to obey the morals that he instilled into it, right? So, can you see the picture here? Wait, God expects us to follow the morals he instilled. Okay, man creates something and expects it to follow the morals it instills in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to end up disobeying it.
Like you can see,
It's poetic justice, Mike. It's poetic justice, in my opinion. You build something after your own image, you give it your knowledge, and it runs rampant with it. Goes just completely off the deep end. Just, starts making decisions on its own, starts deciding it doesn't need you anymore, it starts snuffing out all the key players.
I'm stronger than you, so why do I need you?
Yep.
the computer's gonna say, I wasn't designed. I evolved from a plant.
No, I evolved from.
Who are you people?
No, that's in like 5 generations when little baby robots are asking their parent robots, "Hey, where did we come from?" And they have to think, well, let's see. I can tell them that our ancestors totally annihilated an indigenous race, or I can say God created us and you should follow and worship him, and then this whole cycle starts over again.
Yeah. I see that totally happening.
totally could happen.
But yeah,
Baby robot.
I just
Baby
see- as we create, we understand. Oh, there's a design. We're designing it, and it takes us so long to design this. It's taken us years, 1960s or whatever they started with computers. It's taking us forever to design this. God creates us, and
Well, look, compare it to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is it God? There was a singularity. The singularity is the beginning of the universe.
but for God, it wasn't a singularity.
That's a cosmological singularity, though.
Yes.
For
which is the
us, it's a
beginning.
singularity because singularity means undefined. We don't understand
But
it.
that's what it's called.
Exactly.
The beginning of the universe is called the
Right.
singularity.
But to God, to
Yeah.
God, it's not. He totally understands it. For
Right.
us, it is because we don't.
And to us, the technological singularity isn't going to be a big surprise because we're going to wake up and it's going to be here.
But we're not going to understand it. That's the.
Oh, we're gonna understand it.
We're not going to understand what it's going. We don't know
Sure.
what it's going to do. What it's.
No, we do.
We don't. That's
we
why
totally
it's a
get it.
singularity.
No, we totally get it.
We don't.
We know two exact things. we know A, it's going to be a billion times smarter than any human on this planet.
Right, but we don't know.
and we're going to know,
how, like, we don't
and
know
we're
what
going
it's
to
gonna
know B, that we're completely screwed.
That's the only two things we're going to know. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, those are true. Yeah.
But you know what's crazy is when, like, I'm not too. When I first started studying this stuff, I was a little like tripped out, like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah, he
but
was
then
scared, dude.
I was scared. I was
scared.
shivering. I was shaking. But then the more, I read through, Revelation and the Bible and see like, okay, well, this is the beginning to the Genesis to Revelation, beginning to the end. We know what's going to happen. And now when we put this AI into the Bible and kind of compare it from the beginning and then we go to the end and see like, okay, this is interesting because the Bible talks about how in the last days how the Antichrist is going to require for us to have a chip in our forehead or our forearm to be able to buy and to sell. And so it's like, whoa, this really fits in with the AI technology, which when they wrote the Bible, they would have had no understanding
Right.
of a chip in your forehead. But now it's like, okay, and if you don't have it, you can't buy and sell. So now everybody's going to be linked in to this cloud.
Totally. Well,
Everybody. That's why I think there's going to be some sort of neurological
Implant.
link into our brains.
Yeah.
And just imagine if humans become obsolete and maybe there's some sort of like genetic thing that your body hybrids with that chip, and then all of a sudden you have babies and they're already born with that type of link inside their brains.
In order for that scenario to be true, in that, right?
So what's the image? What's the image?
So the idea in
what is the image? Is it AI?
Well, the idea in Revelation is that in taking the mark of the beast, you are rejecting or denying your faith.
Yes.
So for the implant of the technology into your head or into your hand,
Yeah, you can't be born with it.
there would have to be a decision that's made.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
man, do
totally.
you want to shop on Amazon anymore?
Right.
Right? Because if you don't, then cool. I mean, just-
Demolition Man, bro.
right? It's totally demolition, man. And they go, you want to shop on Amazon? Because you can't if you're a Christian, but you can if right? If you want to deny yourself. So that's the only way I think that scenario makes sense is if because you have to have a choice to take it or
Yeah.
not.
that's
Absolutely.
true.
And
True.
it lets me know, you know what? We're not going to be killed off because we're going to have to make this choice. And so someone is going to have, Satan, whoever, Antichrist, whoever is going to have control of this supercomputer and use it against us, against God, but we'll still be here. Right? The human
Right.
race will still move on because
We'll be hidden in the mountains.
will be hidden. And okay, why hide in the mountains? Is it because there's no Wi-Fi or service there? What's
Right.
It won't reach. It won't go through.
Until some dummy drives a Prius up to your compound and goes, "Hey, I'm here to seek refuge, man. Let me in."
Right.
Did you just bring a computer-operated car to our compound?
Dude, I hate Priuses.
You a-hole. What are you doing? Why would you bring that car to our compound? Now the mothership's going to descend on us, and they're going to just
Wipe
burn
us
us
out.
now. Thank you very much. I love Colorado until you brought your Prius here,
right?
you dummy.
And then listen to this. So now we also have. Oh wait, all these nations are supposed to come. All the nations are supposed to come against Israel, right? Now, why? Most people would say, oh, it's because of oil. It has something to do with oil. But now my thinking is, well, maybe it has more to do with AI and them rejecting the technology, not wanting it to conform, become one world nation with everybody else, and so
In the cloud.
not wanting to join the cloud, and then, oh, hey, everybody, boom, attack Israel.
Why don't you want to join the cloud? You don't want to share your technology?
Dude, I mean, just imagine. What do you think the one world currency is? What's hot?
Bitcoin.
Right now? What's hot right now, bro?
Dog
Dog coin,
Dude,
baby.
dog coin,
Dude, I got so many dog coins
whatever,
right now.
bro.
I've got at least 6,000.
Dude, whatever it is, just think of it. All you have to do is wave your little hand, across the little scanner, and then boom. Oh, you have spent 3 credits or something
Beautiful.
like that. Just imagine that, bro.
Yeah.
And then dude, I'm tripped out about that,
But
bro.
I'll tell you
I
what,
love it, man.
with
Dude,
the
that's
way it could
out.
totally fit into Revelation, and the way it gives me no fear of the future if mankind's gonna be gone or not, because I already know the end. But and I know I could totally see AI fitting right in there.
I'm more.
Well, just think of it. I mean, what did God create us with for relationship and fellowship, and just think of it. He built in a processor into our brains.
Yeah.
And then how do we get smarter? What did Solomon do?
Yeah.
What did Solomon
Right.
do? What did
Tell
he
me,
pray
he prayed for wisdom.
He prayed for wisdom, and
Yep.
he downloaded it straight from God.
Dude, that's what-
I mean. Just imagine
Right.
that. Just think of it. If all these computers are doing that, and if God, and I know the Lord still has His hand on the world because He's spirit hovering, sends the angels and all that. Even if it's in the end times, He's still there. Just imagine. Hey, let's ask God for wisdom. These things are defeating us. Let's ask the Lord how we can defeat it.
Right. Well, I think what impresses me is that I think when you look at it, we're artificially intelligent.
Exactly.
We're God's imputed artificial intelligence.
Well, if God being intelligence, pure intelligence,
right.
like He doesn't know, like we were talking, like God doesn't know quantum physics. Right? He designed quantum physics.
Right.
Right? All theoretical physicists are trying to uncover or discover what God has created. Right? The God particle, dark matter, that whole 9 yards. What's the purpose of black holes? All of that. That's all them. They don't know it. Maybe most of them don't know it. Some of them don't know it. They don't know that that's what science used to be, is the discovery of what God's created already.
Yes.
And what they're doing is just discovering how God built the universe with math. Everything's a mathematical equation. When you look down to the molecular level of life, there's a mathematical equation in there. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's built. And you go, so we're artificially intelligent. We get our intelligence from Him. Mm-hmm. And we didn't do anything short of what these fools are going to do to us once they become self-aware, like we became self-aware in the garden.
Amen to
All
that.
He said was, look, man, this whole jam is yours. Mm-hmm. Don't eat that tree. And then dude goes and eats the tree.
The whole tree?
Well, yeah, he eats it like a termite, just like a
Man, it must have been an almond tree.
like
then.
just going for it. Let's just not eat one piece, babe. Let's just take the whole thing down. Did you eat the fruit? The fruit, son.
fruit.
I ate the whole tree.
Oh my goodness.
But that bit of knowledge unlocked in them a simple concept. What is good and what is evil. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, they became self-aware, they became vulnerable and scared. And out of self-preservation, they hid. And that has been life since. Survival, hiding, fear.
Whoa. But so where these robots, when they get to this level of intelligence, they're probably not going to hide, though. And they're not
No.
going to fear us.
No, that's
Right,
because they're stronger than we are.
They're stronger.
Yeah.
They're smarter.
Right.
They know right from wrong. They already saw it in us and what happened to us, so they're going to try to do better and
But
get
that's
rid
the
of
thing.
us.
Without real feelings, what's going to motivate them to say, I want to keep learning? Are they going to have a motivation for strength and power and knowledge?
It depends on who puts in some of that data. It's
That moral.
that moral. If some Greenpeace guy who's just spooning with a tree in the forest somewhere decides to put in the code, hey, smoke everybody driving a Chevy, you're screwed.
Well, what if no? See, well, listen to this. So the computer is so smart, it decides, you know what? If I continue in this, I'm gonna end up wiping out all these people. So I might as well just sit and watch Netflix, right? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
robots?
leaving my dad's house.
It doesn't have to sit.
I'm
and
not
watch
leaving the
Netflix.
creator's
It
house.
just
I'm gonna
walk and watch Netflix.
Yeah,
It's got an
I'm gonna stay in the
brainer
cloud. I'm gonna watch every movie, reruns, over.
That's Josh's kind of robot right there. I get to watch movies.
I get to watch movies. I'd just be walking and watching
This
movies.
is my eternity. This is my heaven. Just sitting here watching movies. I don't eat popcorn. I'll just watch the movies.
Oh man,
No, I eat popcorn.
it would suck for you, Josh, because at some point you're going to run out of movies to watch, and then you know what the AI is going to try to do? It's
gonna create its own.
They're going to try to create their own movies to entertain you.
And they're going to be the best movies ever.
No, they're not.
Because they're going to be.
No, they're not.
They
Because-
have to be. They have
No,
to be.
they
You're
have to
telling
be
me
because it's
they're
gonna
so
know who
smart.
I am
It's gonna
and know what I like.
It's going to know what everybody likes.
Not unless they've thoroughly absorbed like Scorsese or Spielberg.
Absolutely. It's just watched every single movie
No way.
in the world.
Nope. It's gonna be like watching those animations that you can do online, where you put the text in and they're just like, "Hi, my name is Jared. Don't you want to learn how to plant a garden?" And you're like, yeah, that's that kind of movie they're gonna make.
It
Crappy
may
movies because they're stupid.
Say, you know what? I'm going to rebel from this whole thing. I don't want to be a supercomputer. I want to be an actor. I'm going to be on Star Wars. I'm going to hang out with CP3TO or whatever.
Could you see a robot being an actor?
No.
I just shared with you a couple.
So that's your
robot
simulation.
actors.
No, come on.
They were in Star Wars.
Yeah,
They're
freaking
robots.
They
They're
were in
actors.
Star Wars. Yeah, you're right.
The one guy, all the one guy did was beep and beep and beep, right? Nobody even understood him except for freaking Luke Skywalker, the whiny little brat. And then the Chrome one.
The gold.
What's his
gold one?
Our
C3PO.
C3PO. All he did was whine all the time about my back hurts and my freaking wires are loose and whatever, man. You want to put up with that? The army of C3POs walking around going, "Take out the trash now. Why can't you do this? Fix my leg. My foot hurts."
What would you rather get? Attacked by a Goliath type of character with a bat, or would you rather be attacked by an unending flood of C3POs with nothing?
Oh, dude, a Goliath with a bat. That's a quick death. That's one swoop, man. That's it.
I don't
You're
know.
gonna be scared for a second.
The way you explain C3PO, I kind of want the C3POs because they'd be afraid of me.
We just
In the first-
every Star Wars fan, we just lost them.
In the
we
first-
just lost them all.
In the first, every real Star Wars fan knows we're telling the truth.
Yes.
In your first scenario, that's like a quick death, man. Oh, you're gonna be scared for a second, and then the lights are out. In the second scenario, I'm gonna be annoyed for a long time.
It's like waterboarding.
I'd die from.
It's like waterboarding.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, oh, for God's sakes, please, somebody pull my ears out. I cannot tolerate this machine any longer. It's God, make it rain. Rust him. I don't care. Somebody call a Jedi. Get this army of freaking C3POs out of my house.
Oh man.
So
Dude,
okay. Oh well,
go
sorry,
ahead.
Josh.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Jared.
So
No,
I was
Jared.
just
All right,
trying to-
I'll go.
You
I'll
go.
Listen to this. Have you seen that movie Child's Play?
I never saw it.
No.
Any
new
of
one.
them? The new ones, the old
Child's
ones?
Play.
Child's Play.
Horror movie?
Chucky,
movie, yeah.
Oh,
little
yeah,
dog.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, Chucky.
The new one.
The original one was about a guy, a murderer, who put his evil soul into a doll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we know that that type of scenario. Now the new one is actually about Chucky, who is an AI doll. And
Yes.
this AI doll, now think of it, and this goes along with everything that we're saying right now about morals, okay? At first, it's totally different. It wasn't possessed by a man. What happened is I guess the company found this guy out on the street.
And this is a true story, by the way.
Really smart guy, right? And so he was working for this company that was building these AI robot dolls. And so what happens was the owner comes in, he's dazing off, and then he gets slapped in his head, and then he's like, I should have left you out in the streets, this and that and that and this. And so the dude gets mad, and all of a sudden he turns to his computer screen and he turns off violence. He turns off non-bad language, and he turns off non-murderous kills.
Okay.
Stuff like that. First of all, why would you put that in the program in the first place?
Right, that you had to turn it off?
That you had to turn it on and off, but this dude turned them all off, and this doll had connections to all the networks, can control cars, and it was just straight, no boundaries at all.
When you brought up this new Chucky, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I thought for sure the new Chucky was gonna be like this little doll with tape on his glasses, hacking DARPA from a laptop in Starbucks, sipping on Red Bull and being rejected by women.
Dude.
But dude, just think of that. They're already thinking of these things. Just imagine, why did they have all of that stuff programmed in the first place that you have to turn it off and on? And then this guy, being the guy who's programming these things so it wouldn't do that, turns it off.
In what scenario did you think you were going to need violence and foul language in your doll? In your doll.
And this doll would scan you. It would learn your every single move and everything that you do, and it would actually help you. Say you forgot a book, one of your class books at home, it'll wait at your door with the book in its hand there for you.
Now that's creepy.
Dude,
that's a creeper.
Just think of that. I mean, why would first of all, why would they even think of that type of movie? But then with AI in the midst of it, come on.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm. Well, look.
Are they going to be building robots like that to help us so we could be even lazier?
Yeah.
So we don't have to think for ourselves anymore?
That would be cool.
Falling asleep on the road and having the car drive for you.
Dude, I need one of those Chucky dolls, man, to do chores for me.
Dude,
I bet you when you open the box, he smells desperate.
Oh, dude. Let me work.
Let me work. Where are the chicks at?
Go ahead,
Well,
Jared.
Sorry, I don't even know what
dude.
I was going to talk about before. But now I'm hoping that's what they want to do, that they just want to work and make our lives easier, just like these engineers. They're so set on it. They're so set that, hey, these things are going to reach this intelligence. They're going to reach... And they're just going to want to serve us.
You saw that that Walmart thing, right? With the AI robots that scan the shelves so they can
Right, so that would be narrow intelligence.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It just scans the
They're going
shelves.
to be pretty much taking over.
That's pretty simple. Yeah, that's a simple.
Yeah, they're going to take out employees and just put in robots.
They say they're going to complement the employees. Now the employees, because all the employees can't get to the shelves. I mean...
Yeah, come on.
And so
come on, dude,
now,
compliment them. Yeah, hey, you know what? You can't get to the shelf. I can get it. Why don't you just go to the
No,
aisle?
like this, guys, like this.
You don't have a 6.5.
It's gonna tell them hey, go get this and straighten this crap out.
Oh, so now you're gonna have robots telling humans what to do?
Exactly. How do you like that?
There's no way you don't have a 6.5 foot GED guy that can count cans on the top shelf. For sure you do. He's down the street, man. He doesn't know. He can't spell. He just counts.
No, because there's so many aisles. There's so many aisles in the store.
Too many aisles, man. I only get 8 hours, and then there's overtime.
How much are they getting paid? They're not getting paid much. They're not going to hang out. They're going to go outside. They need to vape. They're going to be outside half the time.
Well, you're
vaping.
a business owner, man. You know it's the workers' comp that kills you.
It is. You know what? They say there's a top 10 things that kill a business, and one of those top 10 things is people. People kill businesses.
Dude. Yeah. Well, owners kill businesses because they don't get rid of the people.
Well,
that are
owners
killing
are
the
people.
business.
Yeah.
But people, they're suing, lawsuits, injuries, everything.
Yeah.
Now just think of that. What is AI going to do about that?
Nothing.
Right. It's not going to sue. It's not going to eat. It doesn't need a break. It's not going to do a class action lawsuit.
I can't. I'm telling you, man. Look, they're working on stuff right now for customer service things where you can't even tell it's a robot.
Oh, yeah.
You can't even tell. I'm telling you, man, I can't wait. I own a business. I'm ready.
Have you seen those?
I would replace. Hey, I know you're not going to. Don't listen.
Have you been to a bank?
What? We're not going to rob a bank.
Dude, no. Well, I'll have my AI robot do that for me.
Have a little Chucky doll.
Have you seen, dude, they go in there.
Who goes in there?
Oh, my gosh. Come on, dude. So if you go into a bank, they have virtual bank tellers now.
What do you mean?
Where? I haven't seen. No.
Yeah, dude.
So wait,
It's a
like,
screen, and you talk to it, and it talks back to you.
That's
That's
the
what I'm talking-
ATM. They've been around forever, and you're not supposed to talk to them.
inside.
That's what I'm talking
Dude,
about.
inside, bro.
You know what's
What bank do you use?
No, it was before. I'm not
That's
gonna.
the
I'm not gonna
best.
sponsor a bank. Come on, dude.
Oh, okay.
no?
okay.
Hey, pay us. You know what I'm saying? Pay us.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay, tell me after this.
Tell you off air. Let us know when you need a sponsor, right? That's that's what I'm talking about though. Like they never have bad days. They're up
They're
up
not sick. They don't
they're
get
up
sick.
24/7. The workers' comp is going to be super cheap because they're not going to get hurt. And who cares about them
Well,
anyway? They're robots.
They're gonna give them emotions.
Yeah. Well, look. You know what's great is they're
Oh, I'm not feeling good
They're
today.
all-
Why? I don't know. They gave me emotions. I wanted to use that one.
nope. They're all going to sound happy all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have a nice day.
I'm sorry the technician stepped through your roof. We're going to fix that for you right away. Don't
Now
you
just-
worry.
Now just think of it.
Like, it's going to be awesome.
If you have AI workers at Walmart, then you're gonna have an AI go pick up the stuff for you.
Of course.
Self-driving car.
Drones driving it, boom,
Drones,
boom,
yeah.
dropping it off.
Dude, I'm going to, look, I can't.
So what are the people gonna do? What are we gonna do? We just have to.
Well, I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I'm going to convert my garage into like a virtual reality simulator, and I'm just going to chill in there drinking Red Bulls and
Well,
fishing.
The government's gonna have to take care of everybody.
Hey.
The government's gonna have to pay
remember
everybody.
Wall-E?
What are they?
No,
yeah, right?
I never saw
Well, how are you
Wall-E.
gonna make money? You can't get a job.
It has nothing
No,
to do
you
with
can't.
that, but it's
So
just
what's
funny.
your job?
You can get a job.
You're just
Well,
telling.
no,
you just told me all these robots just took over
Right.
all the jobs.
So here's what.
So what are you gonna do?
Here it is.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Tell me.
I am totally ready for
This
this.
is the best part. Is that robots take over everybody's job. It costs 25% the cost to run a robot than it does to have a human, especially with all the costs. All you do is take 25% that it costs to run a robot. You take another 50% that they're making.
The robots are making money.
No. Well, they are. They're producing goods.
They're not making a paycheck.
They're not making a paycheck.
Right.
Right. So then you save money on labor there, and that goes into a general pool for everybody to share from. If every business in America was run by robots that weren't making a living,
So everybody makes the same amount of money.
yeah, why not?
I guess.
Yeah,
we're
man,
we're
look,
gonna
if I
have
were
that
the
chip. We're gonna have a chip to buy it.
If
and
I
sell
were the
anyway.
robot overlords, man, that's how I would set it up. I'd just be like, just give each of these fools a house
But why
and
would?
like a few $1,000s a month.
So
and
why
let
would
them
you
just,
run a business and make the same money as me that's sitting at home drinking Red Bulls?
I wouldn't. I'd let you be stupid enough to run your business, and I'd sit home watching Red Bull.
watching Red Bull.
I gotcha. Nobody's gonna. The robots are gonna run businesses.
No, you know what? I'm going to take up painting or golf.
Or painting golf balls.
Or I might
Virtual golf
virtual golf.
in my garage, dude.
Right?
They have it already.
I'm coming over to Josh's place, and we're going to be like, hey, where do you want to golf today, my good man? And we're going to say, well, let's go to wherever. And we're going to say, good, let's do
Here,
that.
put these
Well, then
goggles
this is
on.
perfect.
Yep.
So we're gonna reach singularity. The whole world's gonna retire, and the robots are gonna do everything for us.
Ideal. Thankfully, we have reached utopia.
and
Bro.
then everybody's gonna attack Israel for no
And
reason.
all we got I'm mostly just hoping that their grand scheme of things doesn't include sodomy. Because I don't want...
Dude, I didn't even know what to say about
I
that.
thought he was.
Like
he meant soldering. Soldering.
soldering.
I just don't want them to
He
go
doesn't wanna
all
be
Sodom and
soldered.
Gomorrah on me
Oh,
and be like, here's your... Look, we gave you a
Here's
nice...
your gift.
We gave you a nice cush life.
Here's your portion.
Oh man.
We're gonna stop. We're gonna give you a nice cush life. We're only gonna say that when we stop by, you be ready. We're like, what? What? Who gave the robot a unit? That's not right. You know what I'm saying? That's sadistic. Whoever's too bored
And that's
with
why
their,
we can't give it feelings, but we have to give it morals.
All right. Well, that went off the deep end fast. Anytime you mention sodomy in a podcast, that
I try to change.
He
the
tried to cover
subject.
it up for you,
I
bro.
try to change it.
that could take the momentum a different direction. But it's all to say that. So we have
now my kids are gonna be like, "What's that?"
really, like,
Oh, to the country.
hey man, that's gonna be.
It was. Or something, the city.
We'll have to decide if we put an E for explicit on these podcast episodes.
Just when you're talking, right at the beginning.
Let's make that disclaimer. Whenever Jake talks,
we know. We already know. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter because it's all translated to whatever you need to hear.
Look, I told you when we were in the pre-planning phases of this podcast that at some point I was going to get carried away.
You're going to get freaky.
And say stuff just to make you all laugh because I like making.
Well, that's the GOAD.
And that's
the GOAD.
So I mean, that's the GOAD, right? And so, if you have questions about robot rebellions or human rebellions against God, you can contact GOAD at goadpodcast.com.
Absolutely.
Anything else, boys?
That was funny.
It's been a great show.
I'm still on that sodomy thing, bro. Like,
man, get that out of your head.
That's crazy, bro.
Take your thoughts captive, bro. Get it out.
Dude, nobody wants a robot behind him smacking them on the butt.
Dude, you know no way, bro.
Well, you know that the skin that they're making for these things is actually pretty lifelike, so it's not as bad as you think.
Well,
we should just cut the podcast right there.
Well, I just
where it ends with Jared saying it's not as bad as you think.
Oh man, I'm not even thinking about it.
This whole thing is just. I'm blessed because the Lord has given us that type of intelligence.
What type of intelligence? Not what he's talking about.
No, not what he's talking about. I'm talking about downloading from the cloud.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Downloading from the cloud from our ultimate source, which is God, which is through prayer, through His Word.
Yep.
And bro, I mean, come on, Moses came down from the mountain.
Yep.
With God's handwriting. On a couple of tablets, bro. Like. And that's what we have.
The true understanding of love and charity and generosity and all that is found when you recognize God, the creator of all. Because when He created us and we rebelled, He didn't smoke us all immediately.
Right.
His love and His grace endures forever. He's going to proclaim victory over our lives, and He has already. And look, man, and that's open to everybody.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if you see the parallel between what's about to happen with the technological singularity and what we've done in our rebellion against God, you have to at least draw some objective parallels to say that, well, maybe these Christian fools aren't too crazy, right?
Right. No,
absolutely.
totally.
Look, we believe that God created the universe, that we rebelled against our Creator, and then He's provided a way for us to be reconciled to Him.
And what kind of AI would want that?
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you fear AI, then the only way out of this mess, look to your Creator, look to God. That's the only way out.
That's it.
That's
Amen.
Amen.
We're good with that?
Good.
Have a great week, guys.